After being shell-shocked by an on-form St. Louis team last week, Tom Pepper and the rest of the Indianapolis Red Devils are looking to get their season back on track after a 1-2 start. But it will not be an easy fight, as today they're on the road against the perennial SFL powerhouse Queen City Corsairs. However, it is not all smooth sailing for the five-time league champions, as the green and black were taken apart by Baltimore last week. Two teams looking to rebound in an Eastern Conference clash in upstate New York, as the Week 4 Sunday slate starts right now on YouTube. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michael Truilo. I am your play-by-play commentator today. Today I am joined in the booth by Levant Mercer. Levant, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's great to be back here with you again for another great week of SFL action.
And as you saw the lineup score across your screen, we'll get more in depth with those as we get into the game. Right now, down to the field for the coin toss, as we see captain and quarterback Tom Pepper there for the Red Devils, and it looks like the offense is going to come on the field first for Indianapolis, and Tom Pepper's going to get a chance to make a statement right off the bat. The Queen City kicker, Ricky Matthews, has the ball on the tee at the 30-yard line. His hand is in the air, the whistle goes, and it's game on from Conpro Field here in Buffalo. Returned up to the 30-yard line, running left, and he stopped right there. That's on the return. Zach Andrews, the free safety, will be doing return duties all day for Indianapolis, and here comes Tom Pepper and the Red Devils offense. And we'll run you through it right now. The quarterback is Tom Pepper. Running back is Keith Swearingen. The wide receivers are Dan Daly and Eli McCormick. First play from scrimmage at the 29-yard line. A receiver each side, and Swearingen in the backfield, who's been lighting up the league this season, is going to get the ball on first down and get 1 yard up to the 30. There's a big tackle there by Richie Phelps.
Indianapolis is really going to have to get Swearingen going in this game to give Pepper a little bit of a break back there.
Here are the keys to the game when the Red Devils have the football. Also, Swearingen is going to be important to balance out the offense. And for Queen City, you can't get burned by Indianapolis's high-tempo offense. And here's Swearingen again, running left side again, and this time he's going to lose a yard back to the original line of scrimmage at the 29. Avery King making his first tackle of the day. There's not much really you can say about that, but they're going to have to go on 3rd down and 10 to the air, and Pepper's going to test his arm against this Queen City secondary. Short drop, throws out to the far side. That pass is complete, but Eli McCormick can only get 4 yards, a quick 3 and out for the Red Devils.
And I guess this is what happens when you have your game plan set to be more in medium situations. When you're not in those medium situations, the route trees that you have for those particular plays don't end up working out.
It's going to be a early punt for Ryan Quaid. He gets the ball off from his own 20-yard line and just above the 30 and back to the 35, and that's where Queen City will begin their their offense in this game, as Kyrie Tate on the return. Here's the Queen City offense. The quarterback is A.J. Caswell. The running back is Ash Odom. The wide receivers are Kyrie Tate, Dupree Hudson, and Chris Curtis. A stacked green and black offense today for Queen City. They'll start at their own 35-yard line. 5 down linemen. They'll only rush 4 over the middle into the teeth of the defense, and picking up a first down on the first play from scrimmage is Chris Curtis up to the 48-yard line.
There it is again. Chris Curtis doing exactly what he does best. And he has most of the targets available so far this season for the Queen City Corsairs.
Loves running that slot route right down the middle into the teeth of the defense, and it's been working well for Queen City so far this season. Offset eye on 1st and 10 for their own 48, working right to left across your radio dial. Caswell back to throw, dumps it short this time, and Curtis gets blown up as he came across the middle of the field. Got him a yard, but maybe not worth the hit.
I don't think the play had enough time to develop there. It feels like he just got it out there way too soon, expecting pressure that wasn't there. I guess the 5 in the front was too much for him.
Well, Caswell has had a stellar career. He hasn't been the best this season. As we see the first carry for Ash Odom, he'll pick up 5 yards, and well, it's going to be 3rd down and 5, and a middle distance test for the Queen City offense coming up. When the Queen City offense has the ball here, the keys to the game, Caswell must have a bounce-back game from last week, and really the entire offense has to. And for the Indianapolis defense, this unproven defensive core has to stop Ash Odom from having a monster game. Handoff, Odom, right side. Oh, stiff arm, first down, and he's still going. Past the 40, 35, 30. Oh, and he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Right what I was talking about, Ash Odom breaks a big run.
That's just a bit of the commentator's curse there again, but here we have a power O that's perfectly executed to perfection, absolutely demolishing the safety there, the linebacker there, actually.
That was Rose Finch, number 23, who got stiff-armed to the ground. The safety kind of coming up and make the tackle. It's going to be all hands on deck for the Red Devils defense today. Here's Caswell, first down from the 23-yard line, working far side, and that pass is hauled in by Curtis, but he is out of bounds. So 2nd down and 10 coming up.
I feel like a key in this game for Queen City is them spreading the ball to other receivers. Curtis is the only target there. He's going to get double teamed. They have the weapons to do it.
Both teams in this game running 3 star safeties. It's a very interesting look. So just trying to prevent the big play, and that's where Odom and Swearingen could do battle today. But for 2nd down and 10 from the 23, Caswell, he's going to look deep, challenging the safeties, and the ball hits the turf. First time Curtis is not targeted today. That's Dupree Hudson out there.
Well, that was just a perfect zone read there. There were 2 hard coverage there, three hard actually. What happens is he got just wrapped up by Andrews, who is coming down and helping out his corner, who got burned on that route.
Well, the ball actually came off the helmet of Zach Andrews, who's featured right there. It's 3rd down and 10. Caswell's going to have to go to the air once again, trying to punch it in on their first drive, and a moving in the pocket, throws short of the sticks, and right there to make the play is the Indianapolis defense, as Kyrie Tate picks up his first catch but can't get a first down.
Another focus here is on Finch, but let's also give it up a little bit. The easy tempo has been hurrying the quarterback so far in this drive.
And you got to think after last week, not to harp on it too much, but the confidence of the Queen City offense has got to be shaken a little bit as they set up for the field goal. Ricky Matthews looking to put the first points on the board for Queen City. And the kick is all the way, and it is right down Main Street. Matthews does not miss from 32 yards. And with 6:31 to go in the first quarter, Queen City 3, Indianapolis nothing. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. We saw a 3-and-out from Indianapolis on their first drive, and Swearingen really couldn't get anything going off the right side. And I think Pepper's going to have to be the one to step up if they're going to win this game.
I think it's a little too early to really move from your initial playbook script, honestly. I mean, it's just one drive. Pepper will have to step up. He can't do what he did against St. Louis, but there's still enough time for the running game to get going.
And that returned up to the 28-yard line by Andrews, so the 29 and the 28, consistent starting field position so far for Indianapolis. As they will set up in the all-white with red and black highlights today. Going left to right here in this first quarter. Trips to the right side. One to the left as Pepper takes a short drop. Sidearms it short. And it's going to be a good pickup considering the circumstances. Is falling forward for 5 yards there is the receiver. Picking up the first down. Not first down, picking up 5 yards. That was Frank Castle, the fullback, out of the backfield. Now they're going to spread it out again, all to the near side, 2 receivers and the tight end. And Swearingen in the backfield. Pepper, another short drop. Pressure coming. Forced to step up in the pocket, and he goes down. The most sacked quarterback in the league over the past couple of seasons takes his first knock of the game. Jeff Duffy bringing him down.
And that's what they're going to have to keep doing all game. Force Pepper into mistakes and not giving him enough time to throw.
That was a definite coverage, Shaq, but it does put Indianapolis in 3rd down and 8 from their own 31. There's a deep drop by Pepper. He's forced to roll in the pocket, and he's going down again. Oh, my. Loss of 4. Richie Phillips on the tackle. And Indianapolis 2 3-and-outs in a row to begin the ball game.
What we're looking at here is he's almost breaking 90 sacks taken in the past 3 seasons. 2 here just now.
Definitely the most in the SFL during that time. And another punt for Ryan Quaid from a similar area to his first one. And Kyrie Tate takes a big shot as he gets the ball up to the 39. Queen City had a good drive on their first attempt. Let's see what happens on their second. Let's go through the Indianapolis defense since I haven't gotten to them yet. Ashley Rose French is the safety, along with Zach Andrews and Paul Connolly. I'll finish it out after this first down play, which is going to be a run to Ash Odom off the right side, and he slips 1 tackle and gets 8 yards all the way up to the 47-yard line. They can't bring him down right now.
And that right there is just a perfectly designed play. They saw the hat count, decided to make him run away from where the defenders are. And when you let Ash Odom do what he does best, you're in for a rough day.
Ash Odom on the weak side is a scary thing if you're a defensive coordinator. 2nd down and an easy 2, and Odom right up the middle, untouched, and he gets 10, 15 yards and more. Stiff arm, and there he goes. 20, 15, and up to the 10-yard line. He's actually going to be marked at the 12, averaging 19 yards a carry. He's almost got 80 in the first quarter.
That's just pure fundamentals here, Michael. Look at this again. Just follow your blocks. They're the ones that take you home. And, of course, individual plays like that stiff arm right there are just the cream on top.
2 stiff arms in the first quarter. Ash Odom right now putting on a show. Home crowd loving it. Into the SFL presented by APM Music. Red zone for the first time today. No Odom in the backfield on 1st and 10, 4 wide set with split receivers. Caswell, immediate pressure in his face to get the ball out there, and he did! Inside the 2, a 1st down pickup. I believe that was Chris Curtis on the catch.
And just finding the soft gap in the zone. Every zone has a couple of hot spots where the ball can just get through, and Caswell's good at finding them.
I love the poise. There was a defender, I think it was Easy Temple, that was almost hugging him as he threw that ball. Still completed it for a 1st down. 1st down and goal. Inside the 2. Caswell throws corner of the end zone. Oh, it's almost picked off. Oh, that was a dangerous throw there if you're a Queen City fan, as Von Seniuk almost came away with it.
And that's the thing about the red zone offense is that when the field is so shrunken as it is here, you don't have a lot of room to throw.
Well, if you're not going to throw, then run. Here's Ash Odom back on the field after a couple plays on the sideline. And he's going to get the ball running right side. Oh, he's gang tackled. It takes 3 to bring him down, but he did not get in the end zone. Thad Castle was the first to make contact right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and goal now.
That's an absolutely key stop by Castle there. As we saw again, they were lining up expecting pass, and he just got there in the nick of time.
Good lateral movement by the linebacker. And now they're going to stick with that offset eye. 3rd down and goal from the 1. Can they punch it in, or will Indianapolis get the miraculous stop? And, oh, it's dragging defenders into the end zone. Put it on the board. Queen City threw Ash Odom a touchdown in the first quarter.
Well, what I see here once again is Indianapolis is setting up, expecting a pass. They had the wrong personnel, and with Ash Odom, you cannot expect safeties to take him down. As you see there, Finch again unable to bring him down.
He dragged two people across the line into the end zone. First touchdown of the day goes Queen City's way. And on for the extra point is Ricky Matthews. And Eric Barkley is currently a happy man on the sidelines. So the extra point is up and good. 10-0 your score. Queen City over Indianapolis with 2:29 to go first quarter. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. And Levant, if Indianapolis offense doesn't get it going right now, it could turn ugly quick.
Yes, and this would be at the point where you would need to start considering going deeper into your playbook. I know you're only down 10 now, but if you don't do anything on this drive and Queen City scores again on every possession you end up giving them, and you might have to reconsider how you set up.
Best return of the day so far for Zach Andrews. Gets it up to the 30-yard line. So they've been at the 29, the 28, the 30. Consistent starting position for Tom Pepper, but he hasn't been able to do anything with it as of yet. Another strong right side formation with 4 down linemen opposing. Here's Pepper. Short drop. Pressure in his face again. And did he go down? He did. A third sack of the game. This one picked up by Tommy Smith.
And here he is again, just absolutely unblocked. No matter who it is on the line, they just end up unblocked and let free.
3 sacks from 3 different players. We've seen Duffy grab one, Smith grab one, and Richie Phelps grab one. Or Phillips, rather. Now 2nd down and 14, and here's Tom Pepper throwing the out route to Swearingen out of the backfield. He'll pick up 3 of those lost yards. 3rd down and 11 coming up.
I don't entirely agree with attempting to continue to go with medium passes when you need to just start getting first downs here. You need to go a little deeper.
Well, 3rd down and 11. You got to go deep now. An addendum to the last play. That was Frank Castle, the fullback, that made the catch. And Peppers this time's going to go deep, and it's into double coverage and almost picked off. The receiver, Eli McCormick, did not get a hand on the ball. Good job out there by the safeties, and a 3rd straight 3 and out for the Red Devils.
And to speak of the Queen City secondary, they are in the top half of the league for takeaways. And I know I just mentioned they need to go deep, but you need to assure yourself that you lead your receivers on. You can't just be throwing into coverage like that.
Achilles Frank had the opportunity for the pick, and Ryan Quaid again. And it's going to be the best field position for Queen City of the day at the 39-yard line. And now, setting aside the offensive struggles for a second, if you're Indianapolis defense, what do you do to stop the Ash Odom train?
You just need to line up more people in the box. If your hat count on both sides is the same, you should be evenly matched.
1st down and 10 from the 39, handoff. Odom running left, and he's going to get cleanly through the first level again, and he's going to truck another man and get way over the midfield stripe in through the 40-yard line. He's got 100 yards already. We're not out of the first quarter yet.
Well, disregard what I just said, because the hat count was exactly even, and Odom didn't care. But when you don't get any level of separation and you just let him do what he does, this is what happens.
Yeah, Indianapolis has 3 safeties back there, and all of them have been trucked at least once. That time, Zach Andrews ate some turf. 1st down and 10, immediately into Indianapolis territory at the 38-yard line. Offset eye, receiver each side. 5 linemen. But here comes a 4-man rush. Caswell has to step it up. Hit as he throws. He still completed the pass in double coverage. Unreal. Dupree Hudson made an amazing grab.
Now just look at it again. Look at the poise. Just took the hit. Hudson didn't care where everyone was. 3 defenders. I got this, he said. He got it.
Is there another quarterback in the SFL who can consistently make magic like that happen, like A.J. Caswell does? About 30 seconds to go now in the first quarter. Caswell takes a 5-step drop, looks for the end zone, and he's got Chris Curtis, and Curtis putting another touchdown on the board. One-on-one at the sticks, saying, I got a touchdown.
And this is just a brilliant game plan by Queen City so far. What we just see here out of Caswell and co. has been nothing less than astounding. Indianapolis is just looking lost out there. What's happening is when you mix up the run and pass so well, you don't know what to commit to. Leaving him in a zone that open is a mistake. Chris Curtis is a dangerous man.
And the safety could not cover fast enough. 6 more points for the Corsairs, and the extra point pending could mean a 17-point lead in the first quarter, and it's blocked! Oh, they blocked the extra point. You never see that in the SFL. Unreal.
Well, they finally got separation here, enough to block the extra point. The whole defense was on the other side of the equator there.
This is my 3rd season in the SFL. I've never seen that until now. You see something new every game. You block the extra point, so it's 16-0, 26 seconds to go first quarter. And if the situation was dire for Indianapolis, as they're going to start from their own 30-yard line again, last drive, it's even more dire now.
Well, every point matters now before this gets ugly. And what you're going to need here is to use the momentum of saving that 1 point and gaining some points on this drive.
Quick shout out to our stats man today, Scott LaRue, doing a fantastic job keeping us updated as a pass out to Swearingen. Swearingen going backwards. They're going to give him a no gain as Richie Phillips shoved him out. And I think we've seen that pass probably one too many times in this first quarter.
Well, not only that, but they're absolutely going nowhere. They're either going backwards or only 5 or 6 yards. And you need to start converting these possessions.
Now 2nd down and 10, offset I, and I think Swearingen's got to be the one to get the offense going if they hand him the rock. But they are going to hand him the rock, and he's got good blockers. He's dragging defenders. Good run. Got 6 yards, sets up 3rd and manageable at the 36-yard line.
And he's just going to have to get involved because right now they're losing the time of possession game just as much as they're losing on the scoreboard.
That is the end of the first quarter. It's all Corsairs right now, 16-0. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Quick chat shout out. Scott LaRue, Jeff Duffy, Thomas DeWar, DeAndre Noel, Achilles Frank, Tyrone Jones, and everybody else. I see Crash Combs, John Bond, Nacho Sicario, whose name we haven't called yet, as Tom Pepper is going down again. That was Swearingen, sorry. And, I mean, Swearingen, Pepper, it doesn't matter. He was taken down by Jeff Duffy, and it's going to be another punting situation for the Red Devils.
And combined, they've only been able to have, 5 attempted passes and 4 attempted carries. They haven't even been on the field long enough to do anything with the ball.
I don't know what this says about, Queen City's defense or Indianapolis's offense. But Ryan Quaid is getting a lot of work today. More work than he probably thought he would have coming into the game. So,
as a coach, you never want to see a punter out that much.
So now, Queen City on the field again. Offset I, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Going left to right in this second quarter. And a handoff, Ash Odom, and look out. He's turned the corner and he's going through people. I shouldn't even be surprised at this point. He's got 108 yards. He got 9 on that play. Second down and 1 coming up.
And it's just a tale of two cities. We just saw it on the screen now. 108 yards compared to just 3.
And they're going to go with the same formation, but swap out a receiver for the tight end. Still the offset eye. Second down and 1, maybe 2. And, oh, we got a tackle behind the line of scrimmage on Ash Odom. That's the first one of the day. He was brought down by Blake Craze, the rookie linebacker.
Now, I do like how that play was set up there. They had to contain on the outside. They covered every gap. But this time, Odom was able to go absolutely nowhere.
Responding to Achilles Frank in the chat, no. Indianapolis does not have a first down yet. That's a penalty and possibly a late hit on a first down run by Caswell out of the backfield. That looked almost like a designed QB draw. It is a late hit. Thad Castle letting a little bit of over-aggression creep in, maybe a little bit of frustration due to how the game is going. Hit Caswell late. And it's going to be 15 more yards that the Corsairs don't need to earn.
And here's the thing about football today. We're looking at it more and more every year. They're adding protections to certain defenseless players on offense, like the quarterback and the receiver. And there, you just can't be doing that.
That's going to be a penalty 100% of the time. Trips left, single right, but it's a Ash Odom carry and an Ash Odom carrying people. He drags the defender for 4 yards.
What we would like to call is that he's carrying the team on his back, and so far he's doing that so far today against this beleaguered defense.
Well, that too. Second down and 6 after the 4-yard pickup. Queen City in the black and green, as they've worn for many seasons now. As here's A.J. Caswell out of the backfield and missed a tackle on Odom, who makes his first catch of the game, gets a first down out past the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Now, as a defender, you have two choices. You either play the ball or you play the receiver. Here, he made the wrong one. He played the ball, was nowhere close. A little overeager to make a play there.
And now, Queen City, due to the penalty and a couple of Odom plays, are in business at the 29-yard line. And here's another Odom play, and here's another Odom carrying defenders with him. This time he gets 4 more yards as he dragged Thad Castle along.
Now, I'm not normally the one in the business of making questions, but do you think that it's just them being tired why they're making all these mistakes and getting run over out here?
I don't know. I mean, Indianapolis didn't have the Monday game. They got plenty of time to get ready. It's not that long of a flight from Indianapolis to Buffalo, so I don't know. But here's Ash Odom again, and he's gone through everybody. Nobody can bring him down. He's going to go through into the end zone. Put it on the board. Ash Odom, are you serious?
And the answer is yes, he is serious. Seriously going to take over this game. Let's look at it again. Right here. Perfect blocks, perfect separation. Absolutely touched by everyone, and yet can break everything brought his way.
Let's count the number of moves he made on that run. A stiff arm. He dragged the defender for about 3 yards. He bounced off his own defender once or twice in the middle. Did a swim through the safeties who were converging and still got the touchdown. That is insane. That is a top play of the week nominee if I've ever seen one. And Ricky Matthews has got to be feeling on top of the world as he knocks in another extra point. 7:17 to go second quarter. Queen City 23, Indianapolis nothing. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us.
You know, on the other side of the ball, you would like to be kicking off this much if you're Ricky Matthews.
There's a...
Look at this.
I mean, Roman Peña the Indianapolis kicker hasn't touched the ball.
You know, another stat I have to mention is that they've started on the near the 30 the whole time and haven't touched midfield yet. Indianapolis needs to start. Well, yes, they need to start getting down the field for once.
They haven't had a first down yet. There's 7 minutes to go in the first half. There have been 4 3-and-outs in a row, and here comes Pepper and the rest of the red and white clad Indianapolis offense. We'll start with split backs, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Pepper stands in, throws. That pass is complete. Dan Daly makes a catch out there. He only gets 3 yards, though, before he's brought down by Oscar Dunkley.
And that is his first contribution of the game.
Yeah, and it's important if you only have, 2 star receivers. You got to find them consistently. And, McCormick's made a couple of catches. That's Daly's first. Pepper stands in. He's going to go to Swearingen again. Swearingen's got some open field, though, but he is stopped short of the first down marker. Great gang tackling out there. Zane Doty and Leroy Jenkins combined to bring him down.
Well, this is how you need to bring Swearingen into this offense at this point. Every play you have to make from here probably has to be a pass. Swinging out to Swearingen is pretty good at this point.
Well, this is the closest they've gotten to a first down all game. 3rd down and 1. Swearingen's going to run it. He's got a first down, and he's got some more yards, and nobody can catch him. He's down the sideline, past midfield and more, all the way up inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. And he says, Ash Odom, I see you taking over the game. Allow me to make my mark.
Well, this is the sort of conversion you're going to need on 3rd down, and then some. That's an absolutely powerful power O off to the outside here, and off to the races we go. Luckily, Doty was there to hold him up there.
What if one of my favorite parts about that play was James Budden, the linebacker, number 54, never giving up. He chased Swearingen for about 30 yards. Now 1st down and 10. First time in the game that they've gotten a first down. And Swearingen, Avery King said, hey, you got some confidence. Let's eat that confidence right up. Gobbled him up in the hole, and no yards gained.
That hit hurt me from here. It's maybe this chair I'm on, but ow.
I mean,
Avery King.
You're a linebacker, and that hurt? That should feel amazing. That's like the best play you can make as a linebacker. Here's Pepper. 2nd down and 10, near side, and that pass is complete to Dan Daly. He'll pick up 5 yards. He was brought down by Zane Doty.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Well, 3rd down and 5. Second straight 3rd down coming up on this drive for Indianapolis. So they're going to have to convert it if they want to try and get back into this game. They've got to get down to close to the 25-yard line. Here's Pepper. Stands in. Looks down the middle of the field. Is a man wide open in the middle of the defense. And inside the 10, down to the 8. Catch made. John Hamill, 1st down.
And this again is now finally spreading the field, extending plays here, extending the drive. And this is just a perfect slant here. No one was covering him. There was no zone. Whoever was on him, and I just saw him, was just standing there. Like, what are you doing, kid?
I don't know. Maybe it was supposed to be a corner blitz, and then he didn't actually blitz. Who knows? 1st down and goal. First time in the red zone for Indianapolis today, and Swearingen makes a spin move to get past the defender who was already in the backfield. Avery King brings him down, his 4th tackle of the game, picks up a couple of yards, 3 to be exact. 2nd down and goal from the 5 coming up. As Indianapolis tries to lower the gap, which is currently 23 points, back to the Queen City Corsairs, who've gotten off to a flying start in this game. Pepper changing the play at the line. 4:08 and counting to go. Swearingen, right side. Avery King says, get down, son.
I'm sure Pepper must have saw something he didn't like, but I don't think you need to continue to do this right now. You just need to trust yourself and get into the end zone.
Well, now it's 3rd down and goal from the 5. Avery King has had an impressive season. 9 tackles coming into today. He's at 14 now because it's 5 so far. Pepper sidearm, end zone. Oh, it was almost picked off. He went for the fancy play, and it was knocked down by James Budden. This was a banner drive for linebacker James Budden. He chased down Swearingen to prevent a touchdown on a previous play, and then he knocked the ball away to prevent a touchdown on that play. And now Roman Pena is going to come on for the first time in the game. It's going to be an extra point level field goal, so pretty easy. I don't want to jinx it, but Indianapolis should be finding themselves on the board here shortly.
I mean, an extra point was blocked earlier.
You do have a point, but this one is right down Main Street, and with 3:33 to go, Indianapolis has broken the duck. It is 3 points for them, 23 for Queen City, but even though that drive didn't end in a touchdown, promising things for the Red Devils on that drive.
Yeah, and they're going to need to finally capitulate these drives with some scores. But for right now, I mean, just avoiding the donut hole is good enough.
They're going to have the entire second half to come back, but right now they've got to stop Queen City, who has not failed to score on each of their drives so far, as Kyrie Tate brings this up to the 29.
And this is what you're going to need here. Now that the defense has actually finally gotten a break for once, let's see how they come out.
Updated quarterback numbers. Tom Pepper, 8 for 10. A.J. Caswell, 7 for 10. As here's Ash Odom on first down. Oh, another stiff arm. The second man brings him down as he was off balance, but 6 more yards on first down off the left side.
6 more yards to be sure. I guess he's getting a little ahead of himself there. Didn't wait for the blocker, decided to do it himself, and that works. If it works, that's fine. He's up against Seniuk there, so I mean, there's a difference in size there.
Seniuk, a great one-on-one tackler, as A.J. Caswell's going to go to the air here. Pump fakes, hit as he throws, and this time there's no miracle coming out of Caswell, and the ball hits the turf right where he stands. Ace Lawless got the pressure.
They need to start continuing to bring that pressure. They have the talent on the line with Temple and Lawless, and they need to just start forcing some errors.
This is a big down right here, because if you can force Queen City to punt and maybe get some more points before half, you've got the momentum. Oh, Ash Odom, he was caught up on his own blocker and didn't get out of the backfield, and it's going to be a loss of yards, 4th down and 6. And there is the aforementioned Easy Temple on the tackle.
Well, he got caught up on his blocker because his blocker got absolutely blasted. There was no blocker at that point. Fell right on him.
That was Corey Page, who was supposed to be blocking for him, and it ended up not working out as first punt of the game for the Queen City punter. And it's going to be returned up to the 35-yard line. And do you feel a momentum shift here, Levant?
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I always like games to remain competitive. Makes it better for everyone here out and for Indianapolis fans back home.
You got to know that James Richards is going to be cooking up a big halftime speech in that locker room to try and get it back into this game. Here's Tom Pepper. Core right up the seam. Caught first down. Great yak yards right there. Dan Daly using his strength to pick up a first down. And that will bring us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Queen City 23, Indianapolis 3. You saw a shot there of the aforementioned James Richards looking pretty grim on the sideline, but his team has a first down and 10 courtesy of Dan Daly, and they look to start another impressive drive like the last one. First down and 10 at the 47. Pepper Oh, he got to throw down the middle of the field, and he overthrew the receiver, who was behind the safeties, Dan Daly. If he brought that in, he had a free shot at the end zone, but overcooked there by Pepper.
I think that's still pretty ill-advised. You know, there's probably 5 defenders around to play. I understand if you had a little more gas, it would get there, but you can't hope on it.
Now 2nd down and 10. It's okay to take a shot on 1st down, as long as it doesn't get picked off. Here's Keith Swearingen, left side, and Avery King has had his number all afternoon. 6th tackle of the game for King, his 2nd for a loss. And it's going to be 3rd down and 12.
And you know, at this point, you're just going to have to open your playbook up. You're going to have to go into catch-up mode. You're going to have to open up those passing lanes.
Got to do kind of what you did on 1st down. Trips left, single right. On 3rd down and 12. Pepper's short drop. Stands in, floats it out over the middle. That pass is complete. 1st down. They needed 13. They got 14 yards. Dan Daly has been the main man on this drive so far.
And while he wasn't really much involved in the 1st quarter, now that the 2nd is closing down, he's starting to get involved a lot more. And he's one to watch.
Now 1st down and 10 in Queen City territory. Swearingen, spin move. And he's only going to get 2 yards. And here comes the Indianapolis up-tempo offense that so nearly won them a game against Tallahassee earlier this year. Here's a swing out. Swearingen, a spin move, fumble the football. The ball's on the ground. Who's going to dive on it? It's going to be Indianapolis. Will Anderson races over from the tackle spot as fast as an offensive tackle can race over there to jump on the football. And disaster averted for Indianapolis.
Oh, my hate for the spin move grows every day. And things like that continue to make me feel.
Pepper short of the sticks on the out route pass. And it's going to be 4th down and a timeout used by the Red Devils. And the last 2 plays kind of sum up Indianapolis' first half, wouldn't you say?
That sounds about right. Whenever they have a sliver of hope, it's just taken away in an instant. Or it just gets shut down.
And a long field goal coming here. Going to be over 50 yards for Roman Pena. And the kick is away. And it is no good. He missed it wide. Right had the leg. The wind did not agree with him. And Indianapolis stays at 3 points.
That was really the only option they had, though. And while I haven't seen a field goal get converted at 50-plus yards, that was well short, as we see here. Most teams in the SFL don't attempt to run that because we just don't have the power in this league.
Unless you're Cole Varner.
Unless you're Cole Varner, yes.
Cole, an amazing game on Friday night. He made 5 field goals, scored all 15 points as Caswell's going over the middle again, and Chris Curtis has got 8 yards, and now it's time for the Queen City up-tempo offense with 17 seconds to go. They've still got all 3 timeouts if they want to try and get into field goal range, but now down to 10 seconds as Caswell snaps the ball, looking near side, and Smictoff, and off to the races. Goodbye, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, pick 6, Von Senyuk, Indianapolis back in the game. Put it on the board, defensive touchdown.
That's just an ill-advised play call here. Why would you do this? The half is about to end, and then you just throw a duck like this. But not only that, look at Senyuk. Absolutely just shredded that receiver there. Have you ever seen a receiver eat dirt so hard? Well, I have, and Senyuk just did it.
Not in a long time. And Von Senyuk, looking like a receiver out there, made the catch, then made the move to get free, and raced down the sideline to the end zone. The extra point is up and good, so instead of down 23-3 with 1 second left in the second quarter, it's basically halftime. Queen City's only up 23-10. It's a much more manageable game now if you're a Red Devils fan.
And they really needed something like that.
I mean, if the offense isn't working, hey, let's let the defense do it. Von Sieniak obliged, and they're going to go into halftime down 13, but 13 is definitely a manageable deficit, as that'll be the end of the first half, as Kyrie Tate didn't really get anything on the return. We're going to go to the half. We will see you after the break. Queen City 23, Indianapolis 10. Right here on the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Welcome back to Con-Pro Field here in Buffalo, New York. Queen City Corsairs lead the Indianapolis Red Devils 23-10 as we start the second half of football here. Sunday slate early game, week 4. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Truilo, and welcoming back Levant Mercer to the booth for the second half. And we are underway as we've also got Scott LaRue on stats today. It's returned by Kyrie Tate up to the 30-yard line, and that is where A.J. Caswell will come on out and try to lead the Corsairs to glory in the second half. And for 3/4 of that first half, Levant, it looked like Queen City was going to run away with this. And then a domino started falling in Indianapolis' way, and then another, and before you know it, they've got 10 points. As Caswell on first down, throws right side. Oh, Odom slipped one tackle, and he got 7 yards off of a play that looked like it was going nowhere.
And now to get to your point, I just feel like these are the things that happen when you make one mistake. Just one mistake can change the dynamic of a game. And calling a pass play when the half is about to end like that, it's rough.
Well, there is a lot of bright spots for Queen City right now. Chief among them, Ash Odom, who has a total of 151 yards in the first half, rushing and receiving, and 2 touchdowns. He's dragging more people for 4 yards and a first down up to the 41.
And at this point, this is all you just need to keep doing. If you know this is working and they have no answer for him, keep going to him. You have the lead and you have the clock. And yeah, you're right. So far, Indianapolis has not really had an answer for Odom. He's just been carrying players, and this time over the seam. And this is another thing that Queen City's been doing well.
Great crossing patterns all day long, and seam routes as well, as Easy Temple is down on the field, slow to get up. They're waving to the trainers to come out, and the mood is not good there on the Indianapolis sideline.
It seems like he landed wrong on his arm here. Let's look again. Oh, right on his wrist.
And safe to say he will be out of the game for the time being. We will get a report on his injury later, and that is a big blow, as Chris Curtis did make that catch on the last play to grab the first down inside Indianapolis territory to the 46-yard line. Queen City in the all-black green socks and white numbers. That hasn't changed in many, many seasons now, going right to left in this third quarter. Caswell going long. Caswell right over the top of the defense. Has Dupree Hudson inside the red zone to the 18-yard line.
Well, now that he's not getting pressured as much, I guess they are going to start going into the pass. As you see here, all day to throw, and just absolutely on the outside of that zone.
And it's unfortunate for Indianapolis, because that was one of the things that was really going in your favor. Every play, Temple was in the backfield pressuring Caswell, forcing quick throws, and Caswell was making some amazing plays, but now he's got more time to survey the field, and that just means bad news for the Indianapolis defense, as he's got plenty of time again, and he's throwing darts. That was on a dime to Elgin Villanueva, his first catch of the day. Another first down and goal from the 7, as this is a very fast drive coming out of Queen City right now.
And I like the faith that he's showing in his other receivers here. He's starting to spread the ball around, but I can't help but to think that's helped out by not being pressured as much.
Well, let's see if we see Odom here on first down and goal from the 7. 9 minutes to go, third quarter, and they will see Odom. Odom left side, slips one tackler, can't get away from the second one. Did make it positive 3 yards. He was brought down there by Corey Sharp.
Well, the good thing for Queen City here is that they have an open playbook for these situations. Odom's been rocking it today.
And Caswell has time to throw darts like he did on the previous play. And he's going to try and do it again into the end zone. One-handed catch, put it on the board. Touchdown, Queen City.
And here I'm just going to have to give it all to... Is this Villanueva?
That's Brian Seek, the tight end.
Brian Seek. We're going to have to give it all up to him here, because this pass was actually pretty risky. If Seek doesn't hold on to that, it's probably going the other way.
A leaping grab in the end zone, in the face of the defense. That was Zach Andrews right there, looking to pick it off. But 6 more points for Queen City, exactly how you wanted to start the second half if you're the home team. You come out of the locker room, you get the crowd back into it. They were maybe losing them a little bit with Indianapolis' strong finish to the first half, but you've got 29 points now as the extra points up and good from Matthews. And the hole to climb just got a little bit deeper for the Red Devils.
And that's the last thing you want to see. Right when you think you have a little sliver of hope in this game again, now you lost all that momentum.
And now Tom Pepper and Keith Swearingen and the rest of the Indianapolis offense are going to have to try and find that momentum again, as they're going to get the ball for the first time in this second half. As quick as I thought that drive was, it burned almost 5 minutes off the clock.
And that's what happens when you mix the run well with the pass. The run is that silent killer in the second half of games. You think you have time, but when those runs keep getting converted for first downs, the clock just starts ticking down.
I formation on first down. Swearingen dotting the I. 2 right, 1 left are the receivers. And here's Swearingen right up the middle and right into a black and green wall. Easy Temple will not return to the ball game, and that is a huge blow to the Red Devils' chances in this one.
You never want to see that happen. And this season, we've seen a lot of injuries.
Kentez Johnson in the preseason, notwithstanding, second down and 9. Trips left, single right, and a short check down throw, but a tackle avoided. And a pickup of 6 yards. Eli McCormick making his first impact of the second half. 3rd down and 3. Definitely manageable coming up here. Let's see how the push from the Queen City defense is on 3rd and 3. 4 down linemen. And the linebacker's going to back off, but Tom Pepper's going to pick that apart. Great pass over the top of the defense, over the shoulder catch by Dan Daly into Queen City territory at the 46-yard line.
And Daly's just been stupendous today. One of the bright spots of this offense is look the amount of separation he's gaining from these corners. I didn't even see the defensive back in that replay, that shot there. That's about at least 6, 7, 8 yards of separation.
He did get a great jump on Jenkins off of the line, which allowed that play to happen. 1st down and 10 for the white and red clad Red Devils, and over the middle goes Pepper, and he's got a completion. Dan Daly again grabs himself 6 yards up to the 41.
So to put that into perspective, your average amount of separation on a given play for most receivers is about 3 or 4 on a great play. That was probably 5 or 6.
And we have I'll get to it after this play. As Pepper, far side, wide open is Dan Daly again. Another 1st down up to the 32-yard line. This is a good drive being put together here by Indianapolis. And now, if you aren't watching the chat and just listening, Chicago Wildcats, who were 0-2 coming into the day, have scored 34 points in the second quarter. That's a league record for points in a quarter. They lead London 41-10 at the half. And you thought this game was a bit of a blowout. Pepper, sidearm, over the middle, complete, and 9-yard pickup on 1st down. Great grab there. That's Lindsey Walker, the tight end. That was an interesting catch by Walker there. He just kind of backed up into the defender. 2nd down and 1 from the 24-yard line. 2 left, none right. Could we see a heavy dose of Swearingen here? We will. Try to get 1 yard, and he won't get that. And he'll actually be driven backwards, maybe even lose a half a yard. Big tackle there. James Budden. He has been probably the player of the game that is not a contract player. And now on 3rd down and 1, this is a must-go for the Red Devils here. They're going to give it to Swearingen again, and Swearingen has a hole up the left side, and he's going to grab a 1st down into the red zone at the 18-yard line. And now, as we get in towards we have just under 5 minutes to go in the 3rd. Not mathematically impossible for Indianapolis to come back in this game. But they got to get a touchdown here as they go to the far side. Pepper on 1st down. That's McCormick. Good catch and hauls it in. Gets 8 yards on 1st down. 2nd down and 2 coming up.
And this is what you want to see out of McCormick as well. I mean, he hasn't been much of a focal point so far in this game. But last season, he and Daly both have been in the top 10 for receiving, and I can see that happening again if they start to get going.
With that catch, McCormick's only up to 10 yards. And here's Swearingen. Oh, he had nowhere to go. All the holes were filled as a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. That's Budden again with another great solo tackle.
We just got to give it up to the philosophy of the Queen City Corsairs front office here. Everyone can make a play. Everyone makes contributions.
They're going to look like they're going to give it to Swearingen again on 3rd and 3. And he's not going to get there. Stopped at the line again. This time by Tommy Smith. Everybody making plays, right? Just like you said.
Exactly. And, I mean, they're on a team for a reason. It's not like, oh, well, but they don't have don't worry about that. Here's the thing. They make plays all the time. They're the unsung heroes of every team in this league.
Roman Pena's got to have a chip shot field goal here from inside 30 yards. As it's up and right down Main Street 28. The official marker is with the Red Devils got more points, but it's really not what they needed. As Pena puts it up and through. And with 3:09 to go in the third quarter, Queen City 30, Indianapolis 13. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Levant, did I cut you off there? I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's fine. Usually I'm of the opinion that you will take whatever you can get at this point, but we're in the second half now, and we're no longer at the time where we can start saying that. They need to start capitulating these drives with 7 points.
At a minimum, and keeping Queen City off the board, that is going to be super important. Because you don't want to have to climb out of a bigger hole than you're staring at right now, which is 17 points in 14 minutes of football. Here's A.J. Caswell. Deep drop, pump fakes all the time in the world. He's going to the far side, in between two defenders. Nice catch. High pointing the ball. Chris Curtis. Give him 14 yards and a first down.
And this is just putting the ball where only your receiver can get it. Now, yes, some might say, well, he threw it into double coverage. It wasn't that tight of a hole to, zip it through. But he still had to get the ball in the right place for Curtis to grab it.
When you have a receiver like Chris Curtis, who's been so impressive today, he's got 60 yards and a touchdown. As here's Ash Odom, and this time hit 4 Indianapolis Red Devils convert to bring him down. He only got 2 yards.
And that's just the connection he and Curtis have. We know about the legendary connections between receivers and quarterbacks. Some of these receivers can just give a glance to the quarterback, and that's how they know I'm open. No signals, just a look.
3 receivers right side, none to the left, and it's another Odom run, and Odom going right up the middle. It was a combined safety effort to bring him down short of the first down. 3rd down and 1 coming up, and he had a head of steam going there.
And just look at it again. Just absolutely no pressure by the defensive line. The front 7 is just absolutely gone on this play, and you're leaving it up to the secondary, who's been burnt time and again on these drives by Odom. It's getting a little rough out there.
That was Paul Connolly on the tackle. As 3rd down and 1 now, and here's Ash Odom again, and Ash Odom's got a lane, and he's got a first down up to the 43. Give him 4 yards and a first down. He's got 172 right now.
I would like to highlight a player on the Indianapolis defense that has been doing pretty well so far today, and that would be Thad Castle again on the tackle there.
Castle has been doing well. He's brought down Odom a number of times, and here's a pass out to Curtis far side, fighting for the first down. He's barely not going to get there. The wrestling match won by Von Senyuk on the outside, 2nd down and inches after the gain of 9.
And that is also another player that has been doing very well today.
Haven't mentioned the corners' names except Von Senyuk. There's also Steve Vitak out there for Indianapolis in his 2nd season in the league. Offset I on 2nd and inches. Here is Odom, and he's got another first down to the 30. 3 more yards, but more importantly, moving the chains and moving the clock as we're under a minute to go in the 3rd.
Now, I want to highlight something on that play that, it didn't get that many yards, but you have to watch how Odom runs. You saw the vision there. He was waiting for his blockers, didn't see any, and just decided to trust them.
Handoff, Odom, more great blocking. Oh, but as I say that, the defender stripped a block, and Blake Craze makes his 2nd tackle of the night.
And they're going to need to start doing that more often if they're going to get the ball back.
And now, second down and 10. Not often have we seen Queen City in second or even third and long situations. And with 3 seconds left, this will be the final play of the third quarter. It'll be a good one for Queen City over the middle and into the red zone to the 19-yard line. It's the Caswell-Curtis connection again, Levant.
And here he just got a brilliant cut on Seniak there. It was tightly covered right until he gained that separation over the slant there.
3 quarters down, 11 minutes to go. It's a huge hole for the Red Devils to climb out of. Can they do it? This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Michael Truilo, Levant Mercer, Scott LaRue on stats today. Welcoming you back to Con Pro Field for the final 11 minutes of action. Queen City going left to right in this fourth quarter. Black helmets, black everything except green socks, and Ash Odom is making the Indianapolis defense feel black and blue this game, but he only picks up 2 there.
Well, at this point, you'll take that. You'll take plays like that after being burnt for so much. If you could just keep them down to having to get down to third down, second down more often, they could start hoping to shut down these drives.
Second down and 8 now from the Indianapolis 16. They're inside the red zone. And another handoff, Odom, and Odom maybe looking a little bit tired. He was a little slow out of the blocks there. And he only got 1 yard as Thad Castle brought him down.
Well, that's the thing that you start seeing late into games is you don't. Some teams like to rotate their running backs at this point in the game, pull them out for a couple of sets. Queen City's not doing that here.
Well, I don't know if they would trust their backup running back like they can. Ash Odom, because even when he's tired, he makes plays like that down to the 4, first and goal.
Well, when he's doing things like that, you won't do that. You know, you would look at me like I'm crazy. Let's look at this again. As we have here, just open holes all day for him. That's just been a magnificent day for him today.
You can't arm tackle Ash Odom. I think that's like the main thing we have seen in this game. You've got to put your body behind it and really force him to the ground, or else he'll be running you over like most of the Indianapolis defense today. And he's got the ball again. He's trying to stretch it to the outside. That's a great tackle. That Blake Craze actually grabs his 3rd tackle of the game, 2nd on the drive.
There's Blake Craze right there showing us how it's done. You have to practice the fundamentals. And if you arm tackle Ash Odom, you're not going to get anywhere. But here, Craze hits him the way you're supposed to.
Second down and goal from the 6. Caswell, oh, he underthrew that ball, and Thad Castle almost picked it off. Didn't look like he was expecting it to come towards him, and the ball hits the turf, 3rd down and goal.
I feel like what he really did there was swat. Like, he wasn't really having his hands in any position to catch it, so he just batted it away.
Third down and goal now as they're going to go 3 receivers. And the last time they threw in the end zone, it was almost picked off, but they're going to hand it. Odom up the middle, not going to get there. He got 3 yards, but the 7 yards per carry is not enough this time as he's brought down by Eric Riley.
You know, as much as you don't even want to let up 3 points at this point in the game, if you're Indianapolis, if it was between 3 and 7, you'd take the 3. You would rather none, but you would take the 3 here.
Definitely,
on
definitely.
Defense.
Because you're going to turn let me start that again. Unless you turn the ball over in that area of the field, you're going to give up points somehow. And now it is 33-13. A 20-point gap with 8 minutes to go. We've seen some pretty crazy things in the SFL, but I don't know, that might take the cake if the Red Devils are able to come back from this one.
Well, you know our favorite phrase. And when it comes to late games like this, it's always like, well, there's still time. But how much time is there really for Tom Pepper and Co? We'll see.
They've got to go. They've got to get touchdowns, and they've got to get them fast. They are 3 touchdowns back with 8 minutes and change to go. We did highlight at the top of the broadcast the power of this Indianapolis offense when it gets rolling. But it hasn't really ever gotten rolling except on that one drive in the second quarter. Pepper out to Swearingen. He's wrapped up and dropped in the open field. Check down not working this time. Great coverage by Leroy Jenkins.
And honestly, what I'm seeing out of them right now is basically what Baltimore was for Indianapolis when they were playing Indianapolis. So right now, it just looks really, really lethargic out there.
Trips right, single left for Tom Pepper on 2nd and 12, and he's going to give it strong side to Swearingen, and he's going to go backwards again. James Budden picks up his 5th tackle of the game, this one for a loss of a yard.
And he's been really doing well so far this game. Budden has been everywhere he needs to be. He's reading the gaps well. He's reading coverages well. Great job.
And now 3rd and 13. This is where Tom Pepper's got to make his money. And he's going to sidearm it into tight coverage, and it's picked off. You saw that one coming from a mile away. And back to the 10-5. Put it on the board. Defensive touchdown number 2 on the day. Nacho Sicario, with his first pick, with his first involvement of the game, gets a pick 6. And that one might just put the nail in the Indianapolis coffin.
Well, if we were going to say don't count them out now, it's going to be harder to say that now with Sicario's interception there. That was just beautiful if you're Queen City.
I mean,
now,
Pepper had to do something, but throwing into quadruple coverage was maybe not the right choice.
Well, sometimes you got what you got.
Other scores from around the league. As of right now, Denver 20, Oklahoma City 9. The Renegades in jeopardy of falling. And Chicago all over London. It is still 41-10. They have just started the 3rd quarter out there.
Now, something to mention was that Budden was actually once again involved in that play. He was the first person to touch it up, tipped it up for Sicario to catch.
The entire defense getting involved. Sicario reaps the reward. That is his 2nd interception of the season and his first return for a touchdown, as the ball is returned up by Zach Andrews up to the 27-yard line. And, well, this looks just about how it did a few plays ago. Right in the same area of the field.
They've been around this half of the field all game, honestly.
Now 40-13. As Pepper's going to drop back to pass. Check it down to Swearingen again. And there's more black shirts in the backfield than white shirts are. And that's never a good thing. Avery King has been blowing up everybody today. The offensive line, Swearingen. I'm amazed he doesn't have a sack yet.
I am as well. But at the same time, when plays are designed with checkdowns like that, I don't think they have enough time to get them.
Avery King 4 tackles for loss on the day, as that pass is floated out to the far side. John Hamble picks up the catch, and 3rd down and 6 coming up for Indianapolis.
I understand what they might be going for. I just don't think they have the time to do this, really. The gap is just so wide for them to start trying to just get first downs by thinking and dunking it.
Trips right, single left. We've seen this a lot. This is the first time they're going to throw out of it, but they're going to check it down again, and there's no blocking in front of him. 5-6 players in black uniforms swarming to the ball, and Swearingen has nowhere to go.
Just got to give it up to the Queen City defensive coverage there again. If that's your only option, that means it's the only person you're going to throw to.
We haven't seen him for a while, but Ryan Quaid has been a busy man tonight at the punting spot for Indy. And I think this is what happens when Queen City gets mad. Eric Barkley would have definitely had a good week of practice, a tough week of practice after their rough outing last week against Baltimore. He would have had the team coming in ready to play today in front of the home crowd. And they have just put the pedal to the floor in the first quarter and never looked back. First down and 10 for Caswell and company at their own 37-yard line. And here's Ash Odom to get one on the play.
And this is a thing that honestly happens very often in sports, is when a team with, the history that Queen City has gets beat the way they do, they come out the next week all guns blazing. And it just had to happen this week.
This was a statement to the rest of the Eastern Conference. This is a big Eastern Conference match, as all of them are, as here is Odom again, and he's going to get 2 more yards. Third down and 7 coming up. Coming into the game, Queen City was 2-1. Indianapolis was 1-2. So this is effectively a 3-game swing for both teams, because Queen City goes to 3-1, Indianapolis goes to 1-3, and they're that much farther apart in the Eastern Conference standings. Here is Caswell on third down and 7, put it out to the far side, and I don't know if that was tipped or just thrown away. Finch was out there in coverage, and fourth down coming up.
I'm going to credit that to Finch. Finch had a good jump on the route there. Ball seemed to be in Finch's direction as well, so I feel like it was more of a pass that was intended to go to the receiver. Just Finch made a great play on the play.
And this is the punt coming up. I think Ricky Matthews is handling both kicking and punting duty today for Queen City, so he's going to punt it away. Punt picked up and taken to the 26-yard line by Andrews. And is that the first 3 and out for Queen City today? I believe it is.
I will have to go back, but I do not. I believe this will be probably due to the first or second.
And that is amazing, considering there's under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. They've had that much offensive production. 40 points, that's a lot in the SFL. We don't usually see a lot of big scores. But right now, we've got, Chicago scoring 41 as Pepper's going down again. 4th sack of the day on Pepper. They're going to go up-tempo. 2nd down and 13 to try and salvage some respect from this game. Passing the flat out to Swearingen. Swearingen's going to get the 4 yards back that they lost on first down. Up-tempo again on 3rd and 10. Got to get to the 36-yard line. They're coming out in the I formation. Pepper looking. He's going to check it down to Swearingen again, who makes a nice catch. Tries to spin away from a tackle. But he only gets 4 yards, and the drive will stall again. More SFL action coming up for you tonight at 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern. It's Sioux Falls and Vancouver, Atlanta at Dallas, and New Orleans at Tallahassee in the battle of the purple and gold as they go for it on 4th down and 10, and they got it. Unbelievable. Eli McCormick stretched the ball over the line, and they got the first down.
Let's look at it again. I think that, not that Queen City would really care to challenge it, but from where I was sitting, I think it's just a little behind. Behind.
You're right. I don't think that Queen City wants to challenge it. I just think that everybody wants to get to the locker room at this point.
I was actually right,
oh, no.
And they have it again.
I thought that Queen City got the first down. They didn't. For Indianapolis got the first down. They didn't. And the backups are in for the Corsairs. That is Max Barney, the second-string quarterback, handing off to Todd Mack, the second-string running back for Queen City, and that is when you know that this game is just about over.
Well, when backups are in, no matter where you are, college, high school, the pros, in your mind, you think this is pretty much over.
Let's see what the backups can do, though. We've seen backup quarterbacks and running backs make big plays. Here is the handoff, but going nowhere is Todd Mack going backwards, lost a yard. Thad Castle on the tackle as the first-string offense stays out there for Indianapolis, trying to prevent any more embarrassment on the scoreline with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
We've also seen in this league them get promoted to full-time starters, such as Dallas's Shabazz Synergy.
Well, Synergy is an interesting case because he was a starter, and then he was a backup, and then he was a starter, and now he's a starter again. But he did make a big impression when he came off the bench in one game last season. Led the team to a win. Maybe earned himself the starting job when they were looking for a new quarterback over the offseason as Thad Castle makes another tackle. And as we hit the 2-minute warning, this one is just about all done and dusted. Queen City 40, Indianapolis 13. This is the SFL on YouTube presented by APM Music.
I feel like a fun fact to throw out there is that once the game starts getting into 40 points, you realize that team stops scoring.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a 45-yard field goal coming here for Ricky Matthews, and he really hasn't had much work to do except for kickoffs and short field goals and extra points, and this would put a exclamation mark on his day, and it's no good.
You know, to continue on my point, as it just seems like this season, as soon as a team gets to 40, it just stops. And we'll just look at this kick again. It just looked like, especially with how it's wobbling, that he just didn't have the right angle on it. It just kind of hit it wrong.
And went wide to the right. It puts a blemish on Ricky Matthews' perfect day. Unfortunate for him, but it's still going to be a big win for Queen City. Is a minute 56 to go now, and I don't think the clock is going to stop again as Swearigan gets a pass out of the backfield. I think we've seen that play just a little too much from Indianapolis today.
If I'm being honest with you, I think they called it 7 times.
And that's a little too much when you're getting an average of like half a yard out of it. But this is a better pass, near side. Daly picking up 6 yards to the 41-yard line. He gets out of bounds, so the clock does stop. Dan Daly probably the brightest spot on offense for Indianapolis today.
Yeah, when he starts getting open like that and has just absolutely the day that he has, you would have expected better from them. Because usually when either Daly or McTormick are on, they're usually on the scoreboard.
Run you through the rest of the schedule tonight. In prime time on Twitch, Tulsa at Houston. As Pepper is going to go down again. Sack number 6. First time out used by Indianapolis. Richie Phillips has his second sack of the game.
And honestly, before this game, actually this season, Pepper did not have as many sacks coming into this that he would normally have coming. And now, he's about at his career average.
He did get sacked. He did get sacked 5 times last week in the loss to St. Louis.
That is true, but he was still behind his average.
4th down and 7. They're lined up to go for it with a minute 35 to go. And Pepper, plenty of time, and he's got a first down to midfield and beyond to the 49-yard line. A crunching hit laid on the receiver, Dan Daly. And the up-tempo offense comes out, a minute 21 to go. Pepper stands in, throws down the middle of the field. That pass is caught in double coverage in Indianapolis. Uses a second timeout. It means pretty much nothing, but impressive connection there between Pepper and Daly.
Now, there was a couple times this game where this pass was just a little underthrown. But here we have Pepper executing properly this time and putting the ball only where Daly can grab it.
A spicy pass, if you will, from Tom Pepper. And I want to talk a little bit about the game of the week Monday night with Cameron Irvine and Stephen Mullinax. St. Louis at Carolina. If you had asked me before this season started, name 2 teams that would be on the game of the week, I would have said neither St. Louis nor Carolina. Both of them have had very impressive starts to the season as Pepper over the middle. Oh, I was almost picked off and probably should have been. right down the middle. Achilles Frank. That's his second drop pick of the ball game.
Honestly, he would have really wanted to have that just to have it in his back pocket. Against Baltimore, he seemed a little shaky. He kind of just needs his confidence back. Kind of lost the ball there, but I'm hoping to see more of him as the season progresses.
What are your thoughts on the game of the week coming up on Monday night?
Well, just like we didn't expect Chicago or Mexico City to be what they were last season, we didn't expect these St. Louis or Carolina to be what they are. And honestly, that's just the beauty of this league. Every year, we have new storylines, and I'm eager to see how they both come out.
Well, congratulations so far to James Klein, Dwayne Schindler, and Colin Northrup. You guys have got your teams clicking on all cylinders, and you're going to be doing it on the league's biggest stage on Monday night. 1 minute and 7 seconds to go here from Compro Field. Crowd sticking around, supporting their Gladiators. I'm now in the wrong mindset. Supporting their Corsairs to the end. Wrong team wearing green. As Pepper checked down, Swearingen loses a yard. It's going to be 4th and 8, clock running, and I think that might just do it.
So another fun fact, and it's not on the sheet that we're looking at, but I've been tracking it in my mind. This play has only gained a total of about 4 yards all game, and it has averaged -3.
And they've run it, what, 9 times?
10 after that one.
Over the middle. They actually get the 4th down conversion from 4th and 8 to 1st and 10 inside the red zone to the 16. And this might be the most impressive drive of the day as Tom Pepper spikes the ball. Unfortunately, it is against the reserves for Queen City.
Once again, and this is another phrase that's a little overused, bit trite, but it's honest. It's just brutally honest. Too little, too late.
Tom Pepper, there is the tail of the tape, 187 yards and an interception. Indianapolis does not have an offensive touchdown today. Can they change that in the final 27 seconds as the ball is dropped out there by John Hamill? And they're going to have 3rd down and 10 from the 16. One final chat shout-out before we leave you today. Thomas DeWar, Janelle Brown, Achilles Frank, Jeff Duffy, Tom Pepper, DeAndre Noel, and everybody else watching on YouTube right now. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the game. We do appreciate you watching the SFL on YouTube, and make sure you tune in all season long to our Twitch broadcast. We need to average over 75 viewers a stream if we want to get Twitch partner status, which will be really important for securing the future of the league. 3rd down and 10 is a 7-yard pickup for McCormick, brings up 4th down and 3 from the 9.
You know, another thing about the St. Louis-Carolina game I want to mention just real quick is that those teams have been perennial losers, and to see them do well is good for their future.
Pass complete and not turning upfield fast enough. They did get the 1st down, though, as Dan Daly couldn't punch in the end zone. 8 seconds to go. They're going to spike the ball. So they're going to get 7 seconds to try and punch it in and save some face.
Well, not only that, but, you know, now that you're at this point of the game, you might as well just take it as practice. You're against their second squad, so you need to score here just to feel good about going into next week.
Next week, important games for both of these teams as the march continues through Season 11. We're only in Week 4, and Tom Pepper escapes the rush, throws it out to Swearingen. Oh, he didn't make it, but he did get it out of bounds with 3 seconds to go.
And it continues.
Week 1, Indianapolis came up 2 yards short of sending the game to overtime. It's nowhere near that situation now, but they might just come up 2 yards short of scoring a touchdown in this game. This will be the last play of regulation. Trips right, single left. Tom Pepper under center. And Pepper looking, throwing, put it on the board. Touchdown Eli McCormick, and touchdown Indianapolis Red Devils. They do get in the end zone for the first time today, at least the offense does, with zeros on the clock, and that'll be the last play here from Buffalo.
And that's just what you need to do here against the second squad at this point. If it would have been rather tragic if you can't even score on the second squad. And it's not me trying to continue to push the point. It's more like this is why Indianapolis tried so hard. Teams don't want to just give up after they've lost like this.
It'll be a 20-point win for the Queen City Corsairs. And that'll do it. The clock hits triple zeros. The coaches shake hands. Eric Barkley and James Richards meet at midfield. You can see Richards going off there, not happy with his Red Devils squad. That'll do it for us here in the booth. For Scott LaRue on stats, who did a marvelous job today keeping us informed. For Levant Mercer in the booth with me, I am Michael Truilo, saying see you next time. It's a 40-20 win for Queen City.